It's day 2 of the constitution debate in the parliament. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi will be spearheading the opposition's attack on the government. Prime Minister Modi is expected to reply in the Lok Sabha today. Well, the debate on the constitution began in Lok Sabha on Friday with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh leading the charge on behalf of the government. Initiating the debate, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said the constitution was not the prerogative of a single party. Well, from the opposition, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra delivered her maiden speech criticizing the BJP government for allegedly weakening the constitution. All eyes will be on Prime Minister Modi's response in the Lok Sabha today and also on Congress MP Rahul Gandhi leading the opposition's charge. My colleague Aishwarya Jain joining us on the broadcast here. Well, an intense debate on constitution expected on day 2 as well, Aishwarya. What all is lined up? Who are going to be the key speakers from the opposition side and from the government?
Well, from former Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad to Tejaswi Surya, it would be leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi who would be concluding the debate from the opposition side, and it would be finally Prime Minister Narendra Modi who would be responding to the Constitution Day debate in the Lok Sabha. Remember, there were 26 speakers yesterday, 16 from the opposition and 10 from the ruling dispensation. It is, of course, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh who initiated the debate yesterday and had narrated about how the journey of constitution from independence to now 2024, 75 years has completed, and what had been the change. He also raked up the issue of emergency, fake narratives being peddled by the Congress party in last few years, and certainly soon after that we saw Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who also took sung Samvidhan jibe to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also she raked up the issues like Sambal violence, the Manipur violence, and why Prime Minister had not visited the state of Manipur since the ethnic clashes broke out. Soon after that, it was also Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav who also stated about how Defence Minister has agreed to the blueprint if the opposition can provide on the caste census, and if that agrees, then there are no problem for the caste census in the country. And Samajwadi Party Supremo clearly stated that if caste census happen, then there could be better implementation of the policies in the country as well. There were numerous leaders who spoke yesterday, but it's an all-important day 2 in the Lok Sabha, where all eyes would be on the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi in the evening and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who would be responding to the entire debate that had lasted for almost 12 hours on day 1 and day 2 in the parliament later in the evening.
Absolutely, Aishwarya. Thank you so much for all those inputs there. Well, political analyst Amita Tiwari, also senior journalist Aarti Jairat also joining us on the broadcast here. Mr. Tiwari, if I could come to you first. And fierce debate was witnessed between both the sides on day 1 of the debate on constitution. It's day 2 now, and well, that is what is expected today as well. What's in store for both sides, if I may ask this question to you?
No, essentially, if you see yesterday, I wouldn't say that it was a very fierce debate, because it was expected to be fierce. I think today would be a fierce debate if Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi come out and speak. See, the opposition, I think, clearly missed a chance yesterday. While a lot of people have hailed Priyanka's speech as mature, it was a first speech, of course, to give the mic to a person who is making her first speech in the parliament on a very important bill, I think was not a right strategy for the opposition. While the opposition has been clearly raising the bogey of the government being anti-constitution, not following the rules of the constitution in the past 2.5, 5 years, the speakers were not really targeting the government on these facts. They were going haywire anywhere from unemployment to price rise, etc. etc.
Okay.
So today, I think we'll have to wait and watch how Rahul Gandhi approaches the subject, and how Narendra Modi, who is, of course, clearly even today amongst the best orators in the country, how he responds to the challenges, because ultimately today is the battle which everybody is keenly watching up.
Absolutely. All right. Ms. Aarti Jairath, if I could come to you, do you agree with what Mr. Tiwari here is saying? I mean, today is, of course, expected to be more interesting. And more interesting day than day one, of course, but also the fact that Priyanka Gandhi leading the charge of the opposition in the Lok Sabha on day one, that was not a good strategy, perhaps.
No, I think the strategy was fine because I think, the idea really, for the opposition is to set up a Rahul Gandhi versus Modi duel. And, obviously, if Narendra Modi is going to speak on the second day, Rahul Gandhi would speak on the second day and not on the first day, because otherwise the impact of Rahul Gandhi's speech as far as the opposition is concerned would be lost. So that is why they gave the floor to Priyanka and, this being her maiden speech, I think she did a fairly good job of it. She was mature and she was sharp, both. As was Mahua Moitra. I mean, her speeches are always very good. But yes, today is the battle that everybody is looking forward to. And from what I gather, it's going to be Rahul Gandhi ending the debate for the opposition and Modi ending the debate for the treasury benches. So they are going to speak one after the other. And I think that was the whole idea, to set up this kind of, confrontation, combat, and see who emerges the stronger, or who gets the points across more sharply, more fiercely, and I think that today will definitely be much more interesting. And, I just hope in the process, it doesn't degenerate into sloganeering and, BJP not allowing Rahul Gandhi to speak and the, opposition not allowing Narendra Modi to speak. I mean, we saw this in the no confidence motion last year when, the opposition just shouted slogans right through the Prime Minister's speech, which, was really not, it was quite an abuse of parliamentary privilege.
Absolutely.
So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yes.
And even if it's fierce and combative, at least they should allow each other to speak.
Mr. Tiwari, what is the BJP's response expected to be? The government is clearly not on the back foot, I would say. I mean, the opposition and the government both have been trying to make their point. They've been trying to prove this point that they are the ones who are protecting the constitution. They are the protectors of the constitution. We hope that debate gets settled very soon, but it's very much unlikely that, in this ongoing session that will happen. But, what are we expecting from the BJP?
No, see, the Prime Minister, using his oratorial skills, will try to prove that it is the Congress party which has historically been anti-constitution. So the points which Rajnath Singh perhaps made very eloquently and not that aggressively will be brought out by the Prime Minister, citing instances of how many times the Congress government has made constitutional changes, how many times they have imposed president's rule and removed elected governments, how many times they have pushed through ordinances. So in his own style, he would try to portray that it is the Congress party which is anti-constitution. Whereas from the opposition, they do not have very tangible instances of where and on what grounds are they labeling the BJP or this NDA government as not following the constitutional norms, because the arguments are largely intangible in the sense of denying opportunities of freedom of expression, occupying most of the institutions through their own people who are not perhaps following the constitution in spirit. So while the BJP has very tangible examples of how the Congress has not followed the constitution, Congress party or the opposition does not have, I think, in my opinion, very tangible answers to that. And that is where they could get caught in this debate today.
Okay, all right. That's a very interesting point that you've made there. Ma'am, what do you think? Well, so far we've seen this sort of wrangling over constitution happening outside the parliament. But, on the opposition's insistence now, the debate is taking place in the parliament. So does this question gets settled soon, whether Samvidhan khatre mein hai ya nahi?
No, I think this is a debate that will go on beyond this session of Parliament. And I think, Amitabh Tiwari made a very, very valid point about the tangibility, the tangible, kind of criticisms that the opposition has. And, you see, so far the opposition has just been leveling charges that, you're not following constitutional norms, you're destroying institutions and so on. But I think what would really add weight to their argument is to present concrete examples of how the government has been doing this. I think there are plenty of concrete examples available. The point is, has the opposition done its homework? Has Rahul Gandhi done his homework to be able to list them one after the other? The way Narendra Modi will be able to list the Congress's, attacks on the Constitution. Of course, the Congress has a long history. It was in power for more than 50 years. The BJP has been in power only for 10, the Modi government has been in power for only 10 years. So obviously the list is much longer, on the part of what the Congress has done or not done, or how the Congress has misused the Constitution.
All right.
But yes, I do hope Rahul Gandhi has done his homework this time and can counter, the BJP's arguments with concrete examples.
Well, that is what we expect from our MPs, that they've done their homework and they're not wasting the people's time here. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to NDTV, and Mr. Tiwari for being with us here on the broadcast and sharing those valuable inputs with us.